where we just relay some facts,
whether they're new or antique.
So just sit back and relax.
It's time for What's Up This Week.
Hello, and welcome to What's Up This Week, your weekly dose of history, facts, and trivia from University Branch Library. This week we're celebrating the anniversary of the publication, which was called the most incendiary and popular pamphlet of the Revolutionary Era. Thomas Paine's Common Sense was first published on January 10th, 1776. Paine arrived in the American colonies in November of 1774, shortly before the first battles of the Revolutionary War. While the relationship between Britain and the colonies was clearly hostile, supporters of independence were few and far between. Speaking of the colonists' attitudes, Paine would later say, "Their attachment to Britain was obstinate, and it was, at the time, a kind of treason to speak against it. Their ideas of grievance operated without resentment, and their single object was reconciliation." By 1775, Paine was hard at work on a series of letters arguing against the monarchy and in favor of independence that he hoped to have published anonymously in various Philadelphia newspapers. However, he quickly realized that his writings were too long to be printed as letters and decided to move to a pamphlet format instead. Once published, demand was overwhelming. The first edition quickly sold out, and it would go through 24 more printings by the end of the year. The persuasiveness of Thomas Paine and his ideas was vital in unifying the American populace against British rule and in favor of self-governance. If you'd like to learn more about Thomas Paine and the seeds of revolution, the library has a variety of materials available. That's what I've got. What do you have for us this week, James?
Hi, Daniel, and hi to you all out there. This week marks the birthday of famed author Diana Gabaldon. She was born on January 11th, 1952 in Arizona, which is where she also grew up. She is of Mexican and English ancestry. Gabaldon earned a Bachelor of Science in Zoology from Northern Arizona University and a Master of Science in Marine Biology from Scripps Institution of Oceanography. She also has a PhD in Quantitative Behavioral Ecology. In the late 1970s, Gabaldon did some freelance writing for Walt Disney Comics. Thereafter, she became the founding editor of Science Software Quarterly, a scholarly journal. The job entailed tons of scientific and technical writing for many years. But an episode of the long-running BBC television series, Doctor Who, helped inspire Gabaldon to pen an epic tale about a World War II English nurse named Claire Randall, who gets abruptly tossed back in time to 18th century Scotland. Major events and complications ensue. The story became the New York Times best-selling novel Outlander and was released in 1991. That book spawned a series of novels, all published to great success, with more to follow. The Outlander book's popularity was taken to brand new heights when it became a television series for the Starz network in 2014. Multiple seasons have aired, also with more to follow. Alright, Megan, so what weird thing is going on this week, ma'am?
Hi everyone. This week's weird thing is that January 13th is National Rubber Ducky Day. We celebrate this friend of Bert and Ernie on January 13th because according to a 1973 Sesame Street calendar, this is Rubber Ducky's birthday. The original Rubber Ducky toy was a chew toy for children, and it did not float in water. Many of these rubber molded toys were manufactured in the late 19th century in a variety of animal shapes. In the 1940s, when rubber was being rationed for World War II, Peter Ganine created a sculpture of a duck, which he then manufactured as a floating toy made of vinyl and plastic. It was quite popular, and he ended up selling over 50 million of them. This is the rubber ducky that we have all become familiar with. In 2001, it was reported that Queen Elizabeth herself has a rubber ducky that wears an inflatable crown. The world's largest rubber duck was created in 2007 by Dutch artist Florentine Hofmann, and it weighed 1,300 pounds. Many more of his giant ducks have been displayed in public waterways all over the world since then. During a storm in 1992, nearly 29,000 floating bathtub toys, including many rubber duckies, washed off of a cargo ship and into the ocean. 2/3 of them floated south towards Indonesia, Australia, and South America, while the rest floated north towards Alaska and Japan before getting caught in the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, which is more formally known as the North Pacific Gyre Current. Oceanographers have studied the movement and landfalls of these floating toys. If you want to read more about this batch of missing toys, you can read Moby Duck, the true story of 28,800 bath toys lost at sea, and of the beachcombers, oceanographers, environmentalists, and fools, including the author, who went in search of them, by Donovan Hahn. We also have 2 children's books that were inspired by this real-life event. The best way to observe National Rubber Ducky Day is to spend time with your favorite rubber ducky. Share a photo of your rubber ducky collection, if you have one, and to discover the many different types of rubber duckies that are available now. Happy Rubber Ducky Day to all of you, and be sure to join us next week for more facts and trivia from University Branch Library.